Yo. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. You guys might like that Hans picture. Right now it's just me, but we'll see if we get anybody else. As always, let me know how levels are, if you guys think music is too loud, if my voice is too loud, if you just don't like my voice, I guess. Tell me that as well if you want. So, we're gonna work more on this guy. My LX18 handgun pistol model thing. Partney, no, I did not flip the floppy disk. Get out of here! I don't know if you're saying my sweetie voice is perfect or sweaty voice. Good voice for interviews? I don't know, Oni. Honestly, I don't think my voice is really good for doing interviews. Maybe if I talk like this, it's a little better, but I honestly don't know. I mean, I do have the voice. Right now, you're hearing me through like a headset, like a $200 headset. I do have a Yeti mic, and it makes my voice sound much better. If you've seen the Warzone, the Halo 5 Warzone shenanigans video that I did recently, all the voiceovers in that is with my Yeti mic. It sounds a lot better, but it causes my computer to have a seizure whenever I try and use it. But I've thought about doing some kind of podcast, but I honestly don't know. I already handle a lot of stuff right now. And this guy's gonna take a little bit of work to get back. I want to make it quad so I can smooth out edges here. I'm sorry, part day. I love you. Maybe one day I'll flip the floppy disk. He's referring to he's a friend of mine on Xbox. He's talking about the sci-fi fire extinguisher, how the floppy disk is intentionally sticking out the wrong way. Honestly, if you like my humor, I have this live action series called the Aegis Hour. There's a playlist for it. I have episodes 1 and 2 already. I skipped the episode 3 on May because May was just a little bit more busier with other stuff. But for June, I'm gonna have episode 3 at some point in June. I already know what I'm gonna do for it. It's my extremely dry humor show. It's kind of hard to explain. It was kind of a just experimental idea that I was hoping would turn out well. And my friends think it's good, so that's good to hear, I guess. Might redo the magazine shape down here. I don't like the way it's like sticking out. Like it's kind of similar to the original, but we're still gonna work on this piece. Good old TS music, yeah. I haven't played the Dinosaur stuff in a while. There are some days it works for me and for working on stuff, and some days it doesn't. It is a remix. It's by the by the infamous Mr. Aerithrum. He's a guy from I think he's from Norway or Sweden. I think it's one of those two. But he's been making a name for himself with his video game remixes. I know I've like done this before, but I'm gonna pull up to show you his channel. Aerithrum. Yeah, you very much type it in as spelled, and he'll come up. He's got 21 Time Splitters covers. It's pretty insane, and they're all really good. My jaw dropped when I first heard his the first one. I think when I found his channel, he had like 4 of them. I think he had like 4 of them done at the time. It was a while ago, like 6 years ago maybe. He hasn't done a Time Splitters one in at least a year. That kind of makes me sad, but oh well. What are you gonna do, right? Mr. Jupiter, hello. You know, I still want to call you Evil Apple because that sounds much better. I still don't understand the whole name change there, but whatever. I don't know. I'm not digging how this shape right here. This nice curve comes to a point and then just drops down. But in the spirit of the original, I will keep it the same. Yo, says Oni64. I should just go insane with these polys. I'm gonna go insane with the poly count. It's gonna be nuts. So many polys. These just look strange right here. I might just... I don't know what this would look like if I just took all these to the... I just want the shape to be nice and smooth with like no weird edge things happening. I turn this grid off though, this is bugging me. Yo, so you guys want to hear about the Time Splitters build, the first build that we tested about a week or 2 ago? I could talk a little bit about it if you guys want me to. I can't go into like extreme detail. I can't show anything, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to talk about it. Is that the build Josh was streaming? I don't know. I forgot to tune into his stream. I think I was streaming partially at the same time, but if he saw anything from his build, it's probably better, more enhanced than what we had. He showed a little compound. Okay, he showed some compound. Did he show any other maps, or give me like a synopsis? He had the raining effects. Cool. Yeah, CryEngine gets a lot of bad rep, but what I will say is their rain effects are better than what Unreal can do. I mean, that engine, what's neat about, one of the biggest like differences between CryEngine and Unreal is that things have to be baked, or like Unreal, you basically bake all of like the lighting and you package it. But with what's it called? With CryEngine, you don't bake lights at all. Like everything is like constantly being like evaluated, if that makes sense. I'm sure Josh knows like the better terminology for it, but it's, I guess, like real time is the answer. Is the word to use. It's real time. So that allows for things like day-night cycles, and which gets me wondering what Destiny is like, since their skyboxes in most patrol environments, they have like 3 different times a day, basically. I wonder if that's a combination of the two. Some new tech. So yeah, so the build on CryEngine that we played a couple weeks back, it was a lot of fun. There was one big bug actually that kind of needs to be fixed. I don't know if it's been fixed yet. If you died, you basically, your game crashed. Yeah, so that's kind of a bad bug. Kind of game breaking. I don't know. It makes it turns it into like the Time Splitters Battle Royale that everyone's been wanting, you know? Just load up a game, and if you die, you're out. Sounds like a serious bug. Just a little bit. It's just a little bit of a serious bug. It's alright. Whoa, what happened there? Oopsies. Why is it grabbing that edge? What? Alright. Oh, now it doesn't want to bevel. It's just Control Z all the way. Just a small component. We're just getting so into it. So this right here, all this is really bland. I want to get some extra shapes going in here. So I mean, if we look at the original, it's really nothing is happening right here. I'm going to save this. So I don't think it lets me render it anymore. So we're going to go to the original. Get some images. You guys want to see the render settings for Maya? Check this out. I usually keep this on the right screen, so that's why you'll see it. Oh boy, it's all technical and stuff. Put it back over here. This theme that he did is probably like one of my favorites. It's this hanger metal one. I actually enjoyed using the track for the map feature when I made this map. I made Hanger in Halo 5. Probably my favorite Time Splitters map feature, to be honest. The editing in that one was very tedious, but I loved the way it turned out. So we're going to save this puppy. And just because we're gonna show this puppy off in the Discord. So this section of the gun right here, where my mouse is very flat. Now it's got some textures that give us a little information on what we could do with it. So I might put something, I might put an incision on like right here, and maybe I might replicate that effect like a few times. And maybe I guess just have this little whole thing happening. Now, you got this line here as well, so I'm not entirely sure exactly what we could do with that. Now, I think my music was not on shuffle. Uh-oh. We're going to change that real fast. Where's that? Let's take a look at the top, though. Ah, yeah, that's right. It's kind of weird. Some of the files, the original files, are weird. They'll only let me render once, and then I have to like reopen it. So let's do that. Yeah, as you can see, there's some information here that we can work with. I could be very tedious, but I could basically separate this darker shape from the lighter and have it be like just a little bit, like push that mesh inward, I guess. Yeah, I mean, with handguns, these guys don't take a lot of polygons, but I want to take advantage of that and push to like 10 to 15,000. I mean, like the rocket launcher is like, gosh, what is the rocket launcher? It's like 40,000 polys. That's like the high poly. And Josh actually insisted we should just use the high poly. I'm like, okay. It does look really nice. I wish I could show it in engine, but I'm not allowed to. I may have leaked a picture at one point that the guys weren't too happy about. They never said I couldn't, so you guys kind of deserve at this point to see what's going on. But actually, I mean, H1Z1 on the PS4 had server problems, like that bug you mentioned. H1Z1, what is that? What is that a game, I'm guessing? It's on PS4, yeah, it's probably a game. Duh. I haven't saw the leak. Yeah, it got taken down. It really wasn't that bad. It was just a first-person shot of me with a tactical 12 gauge that we recently finished, and then and it was in hotel. I think it was in a part of hotel that they didn't want to show. I guess it was like the other like lobby, not like the entryway, but the other big room that's between like the outer courtyard, I think. Oh, it's a battle royale game. How original. Oh man, we're losing viewers. We gotta go back to the one I'm working on. Oh boy. Don't leave, guys. Oh, it was a stepping stone. So did that one come out before PUBG? It did, based on an older engine than PUBG, huh? It just didn't capture the audience as much, huh? The game devs chill out. That's never good. I'll tell you what, the developers at Hello Games with No Man's Sky, they've been redeeming themselves after what happened with them. They, I'm almost indefinitely buying the update that's like coming out for Xbox One for that game, just so I can play it with a friend of mine actually. It's practically completely different than it once was. It's very exciting. This piece right here is gonna get real messy real fast. We're gonna... I might actually separate this into multiple pieces. I'm not sure yet. The problem with doing the... like, whenever you make, like, a hole in an object, where you use one piece to make the hole, it's, the more you do that, the harder it is to work with the mesh, I guess, is what I'm saying. Oh, 40. There we go. And that goes... approximately goes right about here. Have you seen my meme video? I have not seen your meme video. I'm looking at the original right here on one of my other screens, because you got this. I'm creating this little hole shape right here. I'm just gauging where it should go. And that's gonna make a whole mess for, like, all these. This is gonna be crazy. This mesh is gonna be absurd to work with. Just because if I want to start to bevel all these edges out, I gotta. It's gonna be obnoxious. And there's our little button. I might actually... Huh. It's not going to let me do that. I do the same thing down there too. Uh-oh, you can see through that. That's not good. We're gonna fix that. And it did that because there's no, this object isn't completely like a box basically. The reason I made this a separate object to do this operation is because I needed to be able to smooth out the edges up here. But with all this stuff happening down here, it wouldn't. It would very, very likely not work. So just play it safe. That's why I did it that way, and it's still causing that issue for some reason. Well, I think I know what to do. No, it would be nice if it was like if I could bevel this. I really want to get crazy here. I could bevel the face probably. Yeah, I could. Why not? Because that's what we're here to do. Won't let me grab the outside though, unfortunately. Not all of them at once. It's a pain. You feel like CryEngine would not work. I think Josh would say otherwise. So you can't join the team. Well, I don't know. Can you? Gotta have a skill set that is admirable or of value to contribute. Can I run the cry engine, to be honest? Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, it's relatively important that you can, if you were to join. But the real question is, could Duckman Drake beat Calamari in a fistfight? That is the question of today's stream. What do you think, chat? Let me know in the comments, as always. Ooh, why did it do it like that? That's not good. That's a hard question. It is. I mean, considering I don't think a duck really can make a fist. Calamari, I mean, it's got some flesh there, but I don't know. I'm actually looking at this piece that I'm using here over on this image here. It doesn't go nearly as far back towards the center as I thought it did. So we're gonna change that. Graham did a good job with that Aztec track that we just heard. At least I like it a lot. Yeah, this one was the first track I heard from Aerothrone back in the day. Every now and then I keep dropping links to old game soundtracks or certain tracks from games. Like, hey, you should do this one. He's actually done 2 of them from Time Splitters. When I told him about it, I was like, yo. Yeah, this one is pretty sick. The part near the end, after like the quiet part, when like the guitar comes back in, that's when my jaw dropped. And I was telling you earlier, I was like, that is perfect. Like the hardcore Egyptian melody at the very end. It's like God tier. Like you're crazy. Slow and steady wins the race. This pistol is gonna be insane when it's done. Maybe I could put this on my portfolio demo reel. Who knows? I don't know if I want to connect that to this yet. Thankfully, I don't need to worry about beveling this. Yeah, that part, Oni, was what I was talking about earlier. That part there was sick. Mansion from TS1. That'd be an interesting choice. I'm just debating right now how I want to do this bevel right here, because in the original image, you can see how the edge beveling gets wider at this part here. Like it bothers me because it's the same all the way through, but then right here it's like, you know, I think I'm gonna make an executive order here and say no. I'm gonna just keep it smooth the whole way through. Is Fame still modeling some levels? I don't think Fame's working on anything right now. I think he's had to take a step back recently. We are working on a multiplayer map. We have the French Ant. He's working on a map right now. I don't want to say what it is. I think we're going to keep it a surprise. This track here is one that I wish I could hear with like an actual orchestra. Like this part would be neat. Yeah, see, these aren't connected. What? They're not. Oh, let me select all this. So this right here. Yeah, I mean, I already beveled this right here, so I need to make sure that's relatively similar. Some drum and bass jungle too. Drum and bass jungle. Is that a new the new thing? Yo, that's weird how it drew the edge loop all the way to there. On this side, only way to here. That is interesting indeed. I really want this model to be like incredible. I really want this one to be nice. We do have a silenced pistol, but that one's been giving us trouble, and this is why I'm doing this one. Because we have a sci-fi handgun, but that doesn't really count. We need like a real, like semi-modern, if not modern, pistol. Aligned. That is. Yeah, see, if I don't... The reason I have to draw all these edge loops is because when I want to bevel a whole set of edges, I double click here, but it's not selecting the entire range because we have this polygon here with 5 like vertices. So basically we need to draw edge loops and make that go to there. And I could do a lot of edge loops at a time, but I don't want to. I really want to take my time here. I don't want to mess anything up. Speaking of messing things up, I'm gonna increment save another time. Drum and bass jungle in the 90s, huh? You know, I do like some nice ethnic world stuff. I mean, I haven't played it on stream because it's a little, I don't want to say out there, but it's like world music made over in like Germany and stuff. There's like some singers and other like other languages. It's like really not out there, but it's definitely like a different genre in its own. Every now and then I'll listen to that stuff to get me going. There we go. See, now we can double click and it's selecting all that. I'm still wondering why it's not selecting everything there. But I inserted those edge loops because we're trying to mimic this shape right here. This black stuff, or this black shape here, I'm going to have an inset. I'm going to extrude it inward. I might as well do the same on the back end, now that I think about it. Oh, I'm not doing the same thing over here, though. Scrapyard is like a, what the heck am I listening to? kind of track. Rareware. Might annoy some people. I won't even draw my edge leaps for me. Just wonder, maybe these vertices aren't all connected. It's usually the issue. Circus music. "24-hour extended version." No, thank you. Alright, let's see if this will turn out as I hope it will. This looks like some kind of industrial, like, manufacturing component. I don't want to go too far. Oh yeah, see, look at that. That's why we're having issues. Those inside faces. I don't want to go in that much. Just, so 0.050. Button. Yeah, it just makes it pop even more, so I'm going to turn on my that guy. I got some fixing to do. Oh, wrong one.
Hello.
Ah, who's that?
It's Batman.
Oh, Batman's here, guys. Cool. Oh, it's Hubika. Welcome. Everyone, we have Michael Hubika. Like the signal beacons. The famous Hubika is here. Yo, Hubika, do you know if anyone ever worked on the LX-18 back in your day?
New?
From Future Perfect.
Nope.
Well, I'm doing it then. Yay.
I was checking out the most recent build that where Josh had put on, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
It's got some work that needs to be done, but it is not bad indeed.
Hey, the rocket launcher does things.
Rocket launcher. My super high poly rocket launcher.
Yeah, with its glorious red texture of doom.
Yes.
See, there's a couple guns in there. Let's see. There's the sci-fi pistol, the shotgun, the rocket launcher. I think Josh was even testing out the damn laser rifle. What the hell is it called? I think it's a laser rifle, where like the projectile, the laser bounces off the walls and stuff.
Don't forget, we are on stream, so maybe be careful about what we're saying. I honestly don't care. I mean, you know me. I like to leak stuff. May have gotten in trouble last time for that.
I mean, it's good to talk about these things. I mean, it's not like they're seeing anything. You're just confirming, like, hey, these are all the guns that we have.
Yeah.
Going on right now for testing purposes. But yeah, I was just playing Future Perfect on the PS2 emulator. It's actually running smooth, so. Alright guys, TSR's can.
No!
PS2 emulator has like, has done everything. Kidding, I'm not being serious.
I don't know why they use emulators. I agree, Jackie. I don't know why people use emulators. I got my right screen is a TV, and I got like the GameCube hooked up to it, so I can just switch inputs and check out the game. Gosh, this corner right here is a mess.
Wait, so somebody was talking about not liking emulators?
Yeah.
I say it's because I'm not on the stream. I'm not looking at your screen. I'm just in the chat. But emulators are definitely like a legal gray area. But I don't see an issue with one. The PlayStation 2 is 2 generations behind us now, and 2, if you own the game already, you should be able to kind of emulate that game. If the console itself is no longer in production. So and it doesn't seem like we'll be seeing the games on was it PS Now? So you won't be able to stream the games through your PlayStation 4. I mean, if that changes, that's one thing. But I mean, because they've been making some huge strides with getting like older games onto the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, kind of like through PS Now or by other means. But I mean, just nobody's made the effort to kind of get Time Splitters over. So emulation, it is.
Boo-hoo. We want Time Splitters.
My wife also made a good point there in terms of emulators. She said there are games that were never released or at least not released in our region and stuff. So I mean, like let's say Japanese games, JRPGs and stuff that never made it to the West. The only way to play it now is to either emulate it or somehow obtain a copy of the PS2 disc and play it on your PS2. But you have to get, like my wife said, you have to get a PS2 for the region or mod your PS2 or something like that. So. Yeah. So. Yeah, and so like my thoughts are like if you're emulating like a PS4, that's one thing. I mean it's a current generation console. Games are still being made for it. Come on now, no. PS3, I'd still wait because I mean, like it's previous generation. Like you can emulate it if you want, but I respect the fact that somebody in the chat, refuses to use emulation. I think that's honorable.
Yep.
I think it's a really neat idea that oh dear, what is his name? The new programmer guy. Totally spaced out on his name here, but
Hyper?
I think it's a great. Huh?
Like the Hyper guy?
Yes. I think it's a great idea that he's wanting to whip up a Discord bot that automatically announces when you go live on streaming and stuff.
Hmm.
You're not talking today. What's wrong?
No, I agree. You've been talking?
Like,
I've been listening.
Shut up, Michael.
Not at all.
Okay, so I am watching the chat now, and I see what Jackie is saying about emulation. Honestly, I haven't tried network play on the PS2 emulator yet, so I don't even know what functions or not. That would be interesting to try out.
Missing the top in here? It's not good. I have to manually reconstruct that. The inward extrusion is really misaligned a lot of things here. It's giving me a headache. Down here. There's probably a better way to do it, but whatever. Reconnect that. Hey, the soundtrack and the art. The art's good too in Destiny 2. Just Destiny in general. Most recent soundtrack though, it didn't really grab me that much for the last expansion. Ah, pieces. Went in too far. So what? Put it up here. And now we can drag it back. Do the same thing here. It's like one thing's off and then it's not symmetrical, and that bothers me so much. If it's not symmetrical, then that's not good. Same thing on this side.
I think I just made a huge mistake.
No. Want to announce it
I gave
on
my.
screen?
No, yeah. I didn't think much of it because it's not spicy to me, but I have B-dubs, and I have the Asian Zing, like boneless wings, and she's like, oh my gosh, this thing is so hot. She's like like, oh my gosh. I'm like, whoops.
This is a bit of a mystery right here. Just leave it there for now. Figure out a fix later. I want to say everything's been straightened out. And those have not been straightened out. Yay! Which one is it? There we go. Inside this barrel is doing something weird too. I might just redo the barrel, to be honest. Like the inside part. So what we got here? There we go. Everything looks aligned right here. That edge. This edge. I think we did it. Aside from this known issue down here, which again, I'll fix that off camera probably. Oh, I gotta stand up for a moment, guys. Alrighty. All that work just to get this little inset part. Yeah, that inset, now this piece doesn't go all the way. Just to be safe, we'll go a little further. still won't let me select all those. Jeez. Get some nice bevel action here. That's all I want to do for now. It's this spot here, and then we'll get the other. Just the amount of beveling, rounded edges here is gonna be different than the back and the front. Oh, but I should delete history first. There we go. I'm just happy it works. We've done so much with this piece. It's not terribly uncommon for Maya to just act up and not want to work for us. Check that 2 so I can go beyond the 1.0 value. I want to try and get as close as I can to that spot there. I think we're a hair too high. Right up there. And that looks nice. Now, time for the front. Should probably get the bottom too. I might save that for later. That looks nice and clean. Loving how the front looks right now. But I gotta do the incisions right there here in a moment. We're gonna get the back end right here. Why is it selecting all that? What if it's worth beveling this inside edge here? Why not? We can try. Just a tiny bit. Also get these little spots here. Could go insane. Yo, I made a mistake. Oh no. No. I didn't push this piece down in. Okay. That's not a big deal though. I can fix this real fast. How did I miss that? That is a big mistake. Good job, David. How that got past me, I do not know. That's okay. So now we're back. Yeah, because of all my operations, it's not doing it right.
Hello.
Who is that?
It is Sam.
Hello!
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Slowly but
Nice.
surely.
So I have good news.
Oh.
The PS2 emulator
Uh-huh.
will let you play Time Splitters across LAN. But obviously you can't do online because the servers connect. But
Alright. Cool.
well, I was talking with Aegis about MP emulation stuff, like very briefly, and network play, I guess, came up because I brought it up. But yeah. So I'm actually kind of excited about that because if people are interested, they could easily look up the instructions to do this and do it, and then we can set up like a VPN or like Hamachi or something, and then play LAN.
Oh, wow, okay. That's pretty cool.
Oni says you might need to use a virtual Ethernet call, tap, and X-Link. Whatever that means.
Yeah, basically a VPN, a VPN, like Hamachi or Tungle or something along those lines.
Oh man, I'm so tired.
It's getting late. This may not bevel nice for me. Uh-oh.
So what is it you're doing on stream?
LX18. Handgun.
Ah, cool.
I don't think this is gonna work. I'm gonna try anyway.
Oh, what was it? I've been, since I can now talk about it, I've been redoing the,
Yes, tell us!
hip... Yeah, I've been redoing the hip joints of Gretel.
Ooh.
So rather than having the ugly ball joints I was going with, I'm now pushing it more to be magnets. Oh no, I think my internet's going off.
Yo, the poly count on this thing's gonna be nuts. Just heads up to anyone watching, I think we'll be going for another 30 minutes, and then I'll be heading out. Sam, I think was that you that asked if I could hear you?
Yeah, and my internet's dying. So.
I got you. I got you, bro.
Yeah, so I'm now pushing it to be more floating with magnets. It should also mean that rigging should be easier as well.
So there's no like joints attached, like it'll be like a floating deal, or?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll send a screenshot. I'm currently working a bit with. If it wants to load.
This one's gonna be my best model yet. This thing is gonna be insane. Austin will have a great time texturing it and doing the high to low. He honestly might make me do it, but it'll be bad. I don't know. I feel like a pistol would be a nice, good start for me, because I'm really bad with Substance Painter. It's intimidating, and like any tutorials I look up, like the UI doesn't match mine, and it's just like a pain in the ass. Like figure out where things are. Like I'll just get stuck on tutorials because of the way things are laid out, and I'm like, this is just frustrating.
Yeah, I completely get what you mean. Like, you know what you want to do, but you just can't handle the UI at all.
Yeah. So I would like to have Austin like jump on a call with me and just walk me through things. He's used it, so it's like, why not? Why is it not creating the?
So if you see the photo I put in, it's like as if it's a gravity generator or something. It seems pretty well into the crotch area.
Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. That looks nice.
Yeah, that's much better compared to... I'll show you the shitty ball joints I had before. Oh. PG stream.
That's alright. That looks so nice. Insane looking.
Yeah, because I was originally thinking about going for all ball joints and stuff like that, but then I was looking at some of the other robots, and they purposely have floating arms and legs. And I was thinking that if I were to do them, it would suit the design flow of robots of the same era if I also kept it in the same like design form. So I thought that if I were to do like anti-gravity generators here, I can then insert the same design into like the chest sockets.
Keep everything the same, yeah. I understand what you're going for there. Makes things easier on your part. And for animation.
Yeah, it's easier on my part, and it would also look like more in sync with each other. Like they would look like they fit each other's worlds more.
Yes, sir.
Like, God, I'll show you the old ones. Let's get through all these. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. Because it's way better than what I was doing before.
Something weird happened in this. Maybe that's why my piece wasn't doing the Boolean properly.
I don't know what I was thinking going with that first one.
Oh yeah, that's a little weird. It's almost like with doing that way, it almost looks like a it almost looks like a better. It's easier like technical for like rigging and animation, but it just also looks better.
Yeah, so I've like two birds with one stone with that.
You care if I show that first image with the thumbs up?
Sure thing if you want. Your aunt.
So this is what we're talking about. This is the picture, guys, for everyone watching. He's working on the Gretel mesh. These are where the hips are. As you can see, it looks hands down amazing.
Yo. Oh, you know, I made a big mistake earlier, right, today. I was cooking some pork, and I decided to like add a bit of spice to it. So I had some of like the really hot chili spices that had like the bomb, and I put like a couple of drops into it. And I should have just added it afterwards, because what happened was it went airborne, and it was like tear gas in the kitchen, all in the living room. And my friends, me and my friends were just coughing up and like eyes running. And we had to like open up the back door, open up the windows, because we just couldn't breathe.
Gosh.
I learned very quickly never to cook hot sauce, like real hot sauce.
It sounds like you made mustard gas.
It was the bomb, and that's 135,000 Scoville. In comparison, a jalapeno's 7,000.
It's way to other sauces though.
Yeah, it's if you ever watch Hot Ones, it's one of the hot ones from that. It's a great show. I recommend everyone watch it.
I also recommend binging with Babbitt, who was recently on Hot One.
It's such a good show, right? Because when people are like so flustered and in the moment, they just tell more. Because they're not, you know, given a script. Like they react on the spot because a lot of them just can't handle the spice.
I don't know how I'd fare.
Oh, a while back we did like a Hot Ones of our own. So, and the horse ones that we had was the bomb, then Mad Dog 357. And boy, that was that was hot. Like literally, you would put like a single drop on a piece of chicken or something like that, and that's it. Like you can't breathe because it's just crushing your throat every time you try and breathe.
That sounds good. That's good.
It was a good rush. Like afterwards.
Dying is.
Yes.
Is Mike actually here, or is he?
He was
doing that classic streaming again.
No, he was here for a while. He's eating wings now, so.
How appropriate.
Hot One stuff.
Yo, what is it doing this for? What the heck? Oh, it's gonna take a lot of time.
F.
E.
Don't do this. So what happened to the hips in voice chat?
So you look at the second one. That was how I did have them designed. Because originally I wanted to go for making things technically work, being connected and all that.
Yeah.
And then as I was going along, I really started to not like that ball joint.
Yeah, I think so. Good.
So I had sort of like a thought of they're floating in game, even though I feel like they wouldn't be if they had the chance not to be. But I was looking at like R108 and R109. And they have like floating arms and legs. So if I were to go ahead and do those characters, I would push it more to be like magnets. So it's like connected by like a gravity weld or something. So to keep it like formulaic, I'll make her hips into these like gravity generators. So it would fill in the space.
Interesting idea.
And then it means I can like not copy and paste it, but I can take the same design and move it into like again the crotch and the arms for R108 and that, and have like the same gravity weld with pipes coming in. So they look like they fit each other, like within the world.
It's interesting. Interesting idea.
Yes. Because I'm not overthinking things at all.
I mean, you kind of have to when it looks like that. originally, if you're not happy with it.
Yeah. But, yeah, yes.
That's being
No,
modeled.
I was feeling like really tired like 5 minutes ago, and now I'm pumped to get working again. It's the stream, lads.
I don't know what's going on in the stream. Dave hasn't told me anything.
Ah!
Loud noises.
I'm working on the LX18.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I like them. What's it?
You scared me.
Grids, vents, grids, whatever you're doing. Muzzle brake.
I don't
It
know.
looks
the
like a
words.
muzzle brake
I can't remember what it's called.
or a muzzle flash.
I do like the shape that you're going with though. It's real chunky.
Bro, the original's very blocky, so I'm like, well,
That's what I mean. Like, I love it because it's such like a chunky weapon.
A thick
Like-
boy.
thick boy. Oh dear.
Boy, he thick.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, it's like I was saying in the Facebook chat. Memes overrule development.
Oh, easily.
Saying David.
I'm sorry, I'm like in the zone right now. Did you
All right. It's like when you post on about saying that a meme gets more coverage than actual
Yeah.
development, and I was like, memes more important than development.
say I was,
Priorities, David.
say I
I
was
agree.
slightly intrigued?
Developing a good meme is harder than developing a game.
Yes. Priorities. Yeah. Have you seen it in the group? I'll post it. I'll post the rewind.
Yes.
You know, I'm so dumb. I'm just gonna do one side and mirror it over. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
It wasn't your first fault? Usually the first fault of mine is how I'm going to cut corner. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a good meme.
All these extra faces here.
Rip Omni's gold rating.
Did he get demoted?
He did.
He did not deserve gold. I'm sorry if you're here on me, but you did not deserve gold, and you know why. You said a very bad word you shouldn't say.
What's he
I
been?
kind of want. Can David break his own stream rules of no swearing?
Do what?
Because I just forget.
No, the word that Omni said will not be said here, because I'll get shut down. I'll get shut down by
Cursed
YouTube.
word.
It's a derogatory term for African American. That should be enough.
okay.
Be enough for
Oh,
you guys.
I get you now. I
Yeah.
get you now.
It should be enough.
Absolute madman.
I'm just waiting for someone to type it in the stream chat now and just get it taken down.
We're a Christian stream.
Well, I try to be, but I don't know about you guys, but I have good morals.
Oh god no.
These extra faces in here, like that.
Does swearing count if it's in the name of a film?
No. I mean, unless it has the N word in the name of the film.
I don't know any film that does. Because I'm watching a certain Quentin Tarantino film that takes place in World War II.
Do you guys ever play Haze at all?
Yeah, Haze is my favorite game. For the longest time it was, because I had like an old Netgear that couldn't connect to the internet on my PlayStation, so I had to play like...
They're making a joke.
And Haze actually had like not good parts, but it was passable.
So do you remember the scene where you go to the like that like refinery. It's like maybe the second mission, like the third mission.
So the one where you like become a rebel.
Yeah, it's like a couple missions before that, but it's before like the awful like because like there's like 3 levels in I think in their refinery, but because like you can't really tell where the breaks are, it just feels like one terribly long level. But what I'm getting at is that there's a scene where Duvall comes in, and he runs over like this guy. And like he's like the Jeep is on his legs and he's like screaming, and Duvall is like insulting him, and he's using a three letter like curse word that's being bleeped out. And to this day, I don't know what it is and why it's being bleeped, because I can't think of a 3-letter word that like it must be very bad in like a certain like region in like maybe the UK or maybe like I honestly don't know. But yeah, there's this part, and I'm like, well, what is he saying? It's so bad. So yeah. Maybe I lost you. I apologize.
Yeah, when I was typing.
You're like, I have no idea.
I think I know what the word is.
Right, I'm back.
I posted it in.
Really? That no.
Sometimes it is.
Why would that be? Why would the word "ass" be bleeped? I don't understand.
Christian values.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, like they say other words like that are worse, that way worse. Like.
Yeah, but it's like people like filtering out the word in subtitles, but still having it being spoken. Netflix does it all the time.
It just doesn't make sense. Why they do it like that. But...
leave that.
Do you guys want to see the difference between hardware and software rendering for PlayStation?
Yeah.
It's weak. I couldn't tell who that was for a second. I thought Ant's mic was like really perfectly clear for a second.
What?
It is and all. Ant's mic's good for me. Usually it's so quiet.
Okay, so I'm gonna post the screen.
Sam, there's another one of those memes in general chat. The one that you posted.
Where?
General.
Oh yes.
General.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's software rendering, right?
What do you mean?
Basically, the emulator handles the rendering rather than like your. Oh, anyway, here's a hardware rendering, by the way.
I hope it's broken. Please be broken. How are those wings, first of all? That'd be good.
There you go.
Oh.
So which one's which?
Do you not see the labels?
I can't.
The software rendering and then a picture.
I couldn't
Sorry.
tell if you're being sarcastic.
It's a big difference, man.
No, I was being serious. I know which one was which. I just looked at the pictures. I'm like, oh wait, the labels. Dirt.
Yeah, so as you can see with the software rendering, you've got rough edges. It's a little bit blurry.
It's
Things like that. But it's it's basically what the game was back in the day. Hardware rendering, on the other hand, as you can see, everything's smooth and it's upscaled 8 times.
Can you render it in 4K?
Yeah. You can see how crisp that sniper is.
How high can it go?
8x. So I'm running it at maximum resolution. And look how pretty it is.
Yeah.
It holds up
Cortez
even
installed
today.
still looks like a sausage. In both pictures.
Pardon me?
Cortez's thumb still looks like a sausage. In both renders.
I mean, like, I'm sorry.
Should be.
Yeah, I'm trying to like fully test out the networking stuff. So if people are interested and I get it all working and stuff, we can like play together over LAN. Because you obviously can't do it online because you know, the online servers are down. But
For
LAN,
what? Oh, for Future
I
Perfect.
suppose Future Perfect.
Sorry, see, my brain keeps going back and forth between what I'm working on and your conversation.
Well, clearly you need to prioritize your brain.
You only use 20% of it.
It's getting so tedious with these. I haven't shown the stream what the heck I've been working on, so I'm gonna just do that real fast.
I've just been zoomed in on like
I know, just vertices and faces. But this is what I'm working on right now. If anyone's
Yeah,
curious.
do a bit of a zoom out.
But I am going to test this a little bit further. Oh my gosh, 1 minute left. Alright.
I don't think I've ever worked this intensely on a pistol. Then again, I haven't made that many pistols in my life. Maybe like 5 or 6. But I'm gonna duplicate this and make a new version of it.
And did you manage to fix the lighting in your map?
Yeah, I just worked like 1 hour on that, but it's a waste of time, man.
Oh, I saw that the photo of what your team did to you. Was it your team that broke the lighting?
Yeah, it's not the first time that happened.
You should just make a backup of everything, and then
Yeah,
when
I
the day
should,
comes
yeah.
to submit it, just submit that one for yourself, and let
Yeah.
everyone else submit a broken one.
Yo, Ant, are you, earlier someone in the stream asked about maps. I mentioned that you were working on one. I didn't tell what you know, like which one it was, but I'm curious as to the progress on how said map is coming along. If there is any progress.
No, there is not for at the moment. I'm still working for school and I work every day.
Oh, every day?
Yeah, for the school, yeah.
Oh, so between
It's-
like an actual job and then like school, yeah, I get what you say. That's rough. I always try and make sure I have one day of the week where I don't have like either. No, those are Sundays
Yeah,
for
but-
me.
Yeah, but this is my latest project in the year, so I have to do my possible to finish that.
Yeah, I feel it.
Same if I have some faggot in my team, I have to do the job, man.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sorry for the streaming.
Yeah, let's be careful.
It's not a swear. It's not a swear.
We're
It's fine.
we're up to PG-13 now. Although I say that word a lot on Xbox Live and off camera, it is a
So
favorite.
you're that person.
It is a favorite word of mine, kinda.
Oh, I have a favourite, right? Whenever I play Halo Reach, right? Because I often go and play Halo Reach.
Still?
It brings out the pure like 2009 or 2010 me. When I
Linkin
say-
Park blaring in the background.
When I say AFK people, I write a certain word, a useless, and then a certain C word that I can't say.
Oh, the C word's my favourite word.
Every single time there's an AFK person on my team, they will get that message, and I've never been banned.
Gosh, you savage.
Halo Reach, man, I love that game. I swear, I will get Inheritor one day.
I went back and played it for the first time, actually.
Yeah. What's your gamer tag? We should play
The
sometime.
same as what you see here. Like,
cool.
I keep it the same across everywhere, basically.
Yeah, same here. Mine's my main is Gates. Thing that will-
Sam Freeman.
Yeah, boy. You should join us, be X-Bone friends.
I have a 360.
Alright,
the RB button doesn't work.
let's get our 360s out.
I
360's
I just play on Xbox like One.
Yeah, same here, but I can whip out the 360 if need be.
Isn't it backwards compatible?
Yeah, it is.
That should be fine.
It was like a long time ago when they first made it, and there was a bad lag or like frame rate lag. It was awful. But then they fixed it.
Yeah, it's fixed now.
I want to go back and play Dark Souls on the 360.
Yes.
I got like
that's
5
also
frames
backwards
in a good
compatible as
area.
well. Yeah, just head to Blighttown and
Blighttown's.
it's a part of the law. It's the Giants couldn't make enough frames.
It's as broken as you feel playing the game.
It's not broken. It's the way how it's intended.
Please is working as intended.
It's the Giants. The Giants couldn't create enough frames to go around. So Blighttown was missing frames.
Oh, I started remastered. I made a mistake. I should have made a Bortez character.
Gosh.
How is the remaster? Is the
It's exactly the same as the PC version. It's DS fix for like £20.
Wow. Is the multiplayer alive on it though?
Multiplayer's good now. You can still chain bags. They didn't fix anything that was broken. They just added it so you can get an item that makes you summon more people early now. And you can summon more people now. That's it.
Yeah.
You can password patch now, but it's garbage.
Seems like a big disappointment if you compare it to like Halo Anniversary or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you get it on the next gen console, you're fine. But if you have the PC version and then bought the remastered, you're just wasting your money.
Yeah. Will we have the return of Giant Dad?
Of course. That meme will never die.
Well, my stream viewers, I think I'm ready to fill the hole here. Everything seems to be aligned. Well, right here, this actually is suspicious. Oh, that's just it. Okay. I mean, should I align that like that? Probably should. Oh. Yo, these are not aligned. What? Daddy Bortez.
What have you been doing that they're not aligned? Come on now.
Yo, all these down here are probably not aligned either.
Daddy Bortez. The big boy.
Big.
I've just seen that that R107.
You're talking about the one that's in dev chat.
Yeah.
I'd watch Bortez anime.
I don't know how Alfred spotted that. I think the guy literally just had a base match.
Probably because he's like he knows the background a lot with stuff like that.
That's the background of everything, apparently.
Yeah. Wow, it actually is. Like you look at the legs, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, now that you pointed it out, I can see the similarities, but I'd never know where to find that on its own.
Probably because if you look at the cardboard parts, compare them to the base mesh, there's like a drastic difference.
It's pretty good he used Mudbox, because no one uses Mudbox.
I use my box a fair amount.
So no one uses Mudbox.
At school. Our computers couldn't do like Substance Painter and stuff, but I remember one student was like, he got like a ripped copy of Substance Painter. I mean, a not ripped copy of Substance Painter, and he not gave it to like everybody at the school.
Wow.
Our lecturers did not recommend that we illegally get copies of ZBrush. Because it's definitely not overpriced.
Oh, right, yeah. Our lecturers just like, get it, whatever it means. Because I'm going to get that student deal. Definitely worth it.
I'm going to buy a 3ds Max outright. Which you can't, you have to rent it. Where is is it in character? The R10.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I mean, all the guy did was make boxes.
Do you reckon I should do a R107 and do just a base mesh and some base boxes together?
I want Alfred to leave him a comment on his profile and say, "You're an absolute fraud." I just want him to say something really passive-aggressive.
No, I'll just say that amazing. Keep up with great work.
Please give me critique on my model.
There's a guy at ArtStation, I can't remember what he's called, but he has like... It's gonna sound really mean, but he has stuff that's like from secondary school sort of stuff. But then he has like dozens of really high-rated people following him and commenting on his stuff. Like all the time. Oh god, I need to find him.
I'm gonna look at this guy's other work. Oh my god. A low poly grenade launcher that's just like 4 cylinders. That's a revolver, quite clearly. From Time Splitters. This guy just does stuff from Time Splitters.
I really want to do the Garrett revolver.
Yeah, that'd be cool because it's a distinct, like, functional. It's a different pistol.
I want to animate the pistol, the revolver. I just enjoy the revolver.
Be my guest.
Half the stuff is either probably stolen or is just not good. He doesn't have to texture as well, because some of these wood planks are a bit big. Ooh, and that flower's pretty low poly as well, friend.
Kind of bummed you guys all got here like after my first hour streaming.
Yeah, I was actually debating whether or not to go to bed, and I saw you streaming, so.
I saw you streaming, but I was playing Destiny.
Oh, one game I've been playing a lot of is Factorial.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Here we go, yeah. Factorial. I want it, but I'm not paying like £20 for it. There's no deals either. When it goes on sale, yeah.
Join the system. We've got a big server running at the moment with like 8 of us playing, so if you want to buy it and like join us, feel free. You know, more the merrier.
I will destroy everything you hold dear.
You know, if we burn you alive first.
Please do. This is how I dealt with Minecraft. Whenever I was in someone's Minecraft game, I would just be a dick. It's too easy and too fun.
We have flamethrowers though. Flamethrowers are good.
Oh my gosh, this camera work. Ah!
Where is this guy?
Yeah, I'm actually leaving soon because in like 30-40 minutes, my buddies want to do the raid on Destiny. So, it's like the reverse of what you did. I gotta get off and take a break and then play with them.
Well deserved.
Every Wednesday.
What raid?
We do the Leviathan and then we do the raid lair. So we do both of them. I think this week we're finally gonna do the new one because we're all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but we're finally to like.
Isn't Leviathan in the new one?
Yeah, I mean like we didn't want to do like the one that just came out, like with like all like 360 level characters because for those who don't know, the raid difficulty is 380 or no 370, and in the past like we've always done like the new raids in the first week regardless of how level we were, and it's always kind of sucked because we're usually like under leveled in some way. So this time we're like, let's get to 370 or higher, and so I'm at 373 right now, I think.
I've never felt underpowered in Destiny 2.
You're just that
In
good.
Destiny 1, it just sucked half the time. I enjoy it. Steven's gonna be on in a little while. Just as you say you're gonna go.
Which Steven?
I don't know who Stevens are, dude.
Art Steven?
Purple Steven,
Purple Steven.
Yeah.
environment artist.
The one who's always do not disturb.
This guy is weird.
You know, I watched. Do you guys know Damien, right? Or Parmesan, is that what he's now known as?
Yeah.
I watched his farewell video to the Rewind project. He shared like a lot of images of what he was working on, and he went back through what he did for the project. And it kind of makes me like, how did these people, like, not in any disrespectful way, but like, how did these people get on the team when like he made Training Ground with SketchUp when he first joined the team, and like. It's just like the quality bar was definitely low at like a lot lower at that point. Like what we hold standard to now is like just polar opposite.
Does anyone know what's happening with that classic hackster? Has he like submitted anything?
He did at one point, but we rejected his application, I think.
That was for like the environment. Didn't he like steal stuff from
so
Google?
And I'm not gonna get opinionated here. I'm just gonna list the facts.
No.
Since we are on stream here. From what I heard, and what I actually saw at one point, one of these texture submissions had it was very hard to see. I didn't see it at first, but Alfred just has an eye for these things. He's got a great eye. He saw that it was a stock snow texture image, but there was like a royalty or like some kind of like logo on it. Which is not great, and the texture itself wasn't to the quality that we would like. So not only was it like lacking the quality that we desired, but it was clearly taken from something else. It's not good. So ever since that's put a sour taste. I think that's put a sour taste in the guy's mouth for letting him on the team, and that just I guess the way he's conducted himself inside of the server. I don't really know like that much about it, to be honest.
So who let Mike in the team? Because I don't think he's done anything except break his
suppose there's no harm in him taking another shot, though.
Oh, of course.
Nothing.
You guys taking digs at me.
Nothing. I'm talking about. How's that foot? Still broken.
Oh yeah, you said that you banged it.
Yeah, dropped a huge wooden kitchenette on my foot. At least somebody remembered.
I thought about it earlier, but I forgot to ask you because you were going on about like emulators and stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty excited to be able to play Time Splitters Future Perfect again.
It all seems to be connected in some way. Like breaks his foot, and now he gets to play Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Too bad I can't play with Anthony because he doesn't have time.
Michael, how you doing with the? What are you doing for the project? Actually, you're like sandbox designer, right, or something like that.
So essentially, every entity. I'm just gonna get it really high level. Every entity, like guns and stuff like that, has an XML file, and I'm going through and configuring the damage outputs, the just everything.
So, yeah, so almost like a sandbox
so
designer.
balancing the guns.
Speedrun.
Yeah, I didn't know they had an official title, but that's what I'm doing. And I'll probably eventually help Josh with the programmers with programming.
What do you know as far as like programming? What's your skill level?
C sharp.
C sharp.
C sharp. Yep. C sharp. Python. JavaScript. Java. You know, I'm everything but C++, I guess.
That's what I'm looking at. It was that or Python, and I kind of wish I did Python instead. Because Maya uses Python scripting.
If you know Maya.
So, how much of a difference is there between like C# and C++?
Josh would say they're basically the same, or something like that.
How much of a difference is what?
Like C# and C++.
That and C++ and C.
So
I think C++ is just more in depth and extended.
Well, sort of. You're on the right track, but not quite. So C# gets compiled into an executable, but that executable gets passed through a more or less like a virtual machine that basically reads that code and translates it into something the computer can understand. So it's kind of like Java in that sense, because that's kind of why Microsoft designed it. Basically, they got into a pissing match with Oracle over some stuff in Java, and Microsoft was like, you know what, screw it, we're just going to make our own language, and that's how C# was born.
Okay. Cool, because I know nothing of coding past Game Maker, so...
Yeah.
Like, Game Maker custom coding is all I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so, like, C# isn't... I mean, any programming language you look at is going to look like, and speak to anybody who's not familiar with it, because it's just... I mean, you're like... At least for like C# and stuff, you're like, what's this curly brace do? What's this?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But once you basically like, so the essentials to it, right? The essentials to any programming language is just getting familiar with the syntax. So like, basically how to write it. It's like writing a sentence. Once you get familiar with the syntax, everything else from there gets easier, because at that point you're just like mishmashing, you know, things together until something works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
C# sounds pretty dull.
It's a high level language. It's not like C++, which is low level, which, you know, so in C# you don't have to micromanage memory, because the virtual machine handles pretty much everything for you. But in C++, you have the option to, you know, micromanage memory. But it's pretty much like a given, because if you don't, then things kind of spiral out of control. So you have a lot of, you know, cleanup to do constantly.
I don't believe it.
I'm upset no one got my pun.
Huh?
No one got my pun. I'm pretty upset about it.
It's because you're from Wales.
Excuse me? Don't associate me with the Welsh.
We got you good.
So I got triggered fast.
It's because the Welsh are disgusting.
Oh, shots fired.
It's better than being Scottish.
What's wrong with being Scottish?
Nothing. I'm just like, Sam's in here, so I figure I'd trigger him too.
Why does everyone think I'm Scottish?
Because you sound like, what's his name? Damn it! What's that guy's name?
Come on, use your
Sean
words.
Connery. John Connery. There we go.
I could see that a little bit. Maybe if he was like 20 years
When was
older.
the last time you listened to Sean Connery?
Oh, you know, ever since he retired, he hasn't been in movies since, so I haven't seen his movies, in forever. I feel like I actively go back and watch Sean Connery movies. Like, I was in a Sean Connery movie.
I'm like very near to Scotland, but not quite.
Fake.
I'm like northeast of England and like real north, so it's like 2 counties up, and that'd be in Scotland.
Are you from Yorkshire?
Durham.
Close.
Yeah.
But, with that being all said, there's nothing worse than being French.
Oh!
Anthony, say something.
Yeah. I'm
He
just
wasn't
tuning,
even
man.
listening.
I'm just tuning.
I was just picking on you because you haven't said anything.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know where Aegis is from, so it's just like, I'm pretty sure you're American, right?
I'm just a
Canadian.
boring white person in Ohio. Cincinnati, Ohio.
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 Mazaimas.
Where are you from, Michael?
Where are you from, Michael? The whole country actually came out, didn't it?
This is a mature conversation.
I was born in Pennsylvania, so maybe there's a little bit of country in me.
Yeah, but you live in Ohio now. So
I do.
Do you want to tell me about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Sure.
Knock knock.
So we start with
About
Matthew,
time
Mark,
someone
Luke,
did.
and John.
Well, I mean, Ohio, and I think Utah are like 2 very prominent Mormon states here in the U.S.
That was the gold plaques doing you.
What? Oh, I don't even know. I don't follow anything Mormon related. But anywho, Virginia. I was born there, and I kind of like migrated around a lot.
Everything I know about Mormons is just came straight from South.
Yeah, that's all I care to know.
I'm pretty sure the depiction of the South Park is actually accurate.
I could tell you the biggest difference between them and Christianity, but I don't think I want to talk about religion on stream. I try and keep that and like politics off camera, off stream, off media entirely.
Yeah, it's a Christian stream, though. No bad words allowed.
It is a Christian.
Well, it's not just that, but like today's political climate is really hustle. So it's just best to not talk about it because.
Yeah, I completely get you. Because it's with how things are going on, it's pretty spicy.
I haven't voted to unban abortions, which is a big thing.
What?
It's
I
a
don't
big,
know.
big thing.
Anywho, like just moving away from that entire subject.
No, it's good for Ireland. It's about time they did something.
At least,
It's just about time.
at least we have good dental.
Going on about dental, you be quiet.
Come on now. But anyway,
How much
the only
is
good thing,
dental
the only
work
good
in
thing to
America?
come out of the UK is Harry Potter.
Well, speaking about Harry Potter,
Neville got married.
in the
No.
school, where all the corridors are filmed in Durham Cathedral. Which is something pretty cool. I've walked around there before.
I always loved the sets in Harry Potter. I thought that like just Hogwarts is so well done. I thought it was really cool.
But for the most part, wasn't Hogwarts like a real on-site location that they were filming at?
I think it's a real castle, yeah. I can't
Yeah,
remember where it is.
they were filming it in Durham Cathedral. All the hallways.
I figured out, or I learned the other day that they like the insides were separate from like the outsides, and they only ever made like a CG model of it for like I think almost the last film or like the film before the last, so they could do these shots where it's outside and then it goes into like the and it like transitions to like live action without you really noticing. Like, that's kind of cool.
You know, that's called being a good movie if you can transition from CGI to live action.
I'm pretty sure before that it was like a miniature. I thought like Hogwarts was a straight up like miniature set.
You mean like how in like Star Trek?
Yeah, and like
the
Star Wars.
Enterprise
And...
was just this little like plastic model on screen.
Sure, I guess.
Jeez, just blew me off.
Apparently the
Sure.
solo film's not good.
So yeah, I've heard the same thing. There are a lot of people just everywhere talking about like, oh, it was a good movie, but most people everywhere that I've seen, it's just like, no, that movie's crap. They changed way too much about just everything to make it any good. So
What film?
Solo.
Oh, I haven't watched it. Yeah, I got full. Like all of the hallways in Harry Potter, I've actually walked around.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like,
He filmed an episode of Most Haunted down the road from where I live. That's
interesting.
as close to fame as we get.
anyway, Anthony, when you get a chance,
Yeah.
maybe later, if not tomorrow, I'd like to sit down with you and see about getting this Time Splitters Future Perfect PlayStation 2 emulator thing going. Testing it with you so we can, test out that stuff, and then I can translate the movement and, weapon damage and all that fun stuff to TSR.
Yeah, of course, man. But I don't think the network is working for the emulator stuff.
Cool, great,
You think that works?
awesome conversation here. Did I lose connection? Ages, are you around?
No.
No, but no, really, man. You know if it's not working, really? Fuck.
Let's try that again. Everybody hear me?
Hi.
Yeah, what can I do?
Finally, you've been gone for a while.
Really?
No.
I was talking,
Yeah, you've been
but none of you.
silent for ages.
For
Oh,
ages, mine.
see, I was talking this entire time about getting Anthony to work with me on getting the Science Splitters Future Perfect PS2 stuff going, so we could test it, and then I can translate all that crap into the TSR build that we have. So like damage output and stuff like that.
You're talking about like damage values. Isn't that sort of stuff available on the wiki? Well, I'm not sure how reliant the wiki is.
Well, either way, it translates over. I think Josh said there's like the player health is at 1,000, whereas most games are like 100 or somewhere around 100, 200.
Yeah, something like that.
So how does
Yeah.
that affect us?
I don't know. I'll have to figure it out with Anthony tomorrow, or maybe later. So,
Yeah,
BRB.
of course.
BRB. I gotta help my wife get my daughter down to bed, so I'll be right back. Hopefully.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Don't stress yourself. Bless you.
I've like spent almost this entire stream on just like the front of the gun,
The muzzle, yeah.
like just the top part of it, not even the bottom. I haven't done much with the bottom. What's going on here?
It's a nice barrel interior you got.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something that looks nice.
Did you change the missile ammo for the rocket launcher?
What do you mean?
I remember Sam
Oh yeah.
instructing.
Yeah. Have you done any new rockets yet?
I didn't like change anything with the rockets.
Okay.
It's as you saw with my nice little render man render.
Don't put good and Renderman together.
I'll do it in V-Ray.
Josh
It'll
had a
look, it'll
grade,
look
you'd
just
be
as good,
turning in it.
if not better. This has just been tricky to keep the barrel completely like circular while working with. Because when I made the silenced pistol, I didn't even worry about the interior because I didn't really know exactly what they wanted for the application.
Yeah,
I think we're
I don't know
good.
if you can get it. I don't know if you can get it for Maya, but for 3DS Max you can get a thing called Regularized Edge Loop, and it's such a savior. Any sort of shape you can get, like either a face or vertices. Like you type in X regularized edge loop, and it'll turn it into a perfect circle.
Oh gosh.
So that's really, really helpful if you just want to create circles somewhere.
I think you're lying.
I do not tell fibs.
I don't believe it.
Messian's just found out he's silver again.
Yeah, depending on how this model comes out, I think I might put this on my portfolio.
Nice.
I'd put most of the weapons you've done on a portfolio, they're pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Well, if I had to choose one, I need to get the ray gun back up, and I need to get that
Your
all
rocket
figured
launcher
out.
was great.
I wanted to redo the handle on the rocket launcher. I don't like it.
Okay. Well, when you do that, redo the rockets.
No.
Fine, I'll do the rockets.
Okay.
If you can get
That's
me
what
a
you wanted
scale,
this
then
whole
I'll
time,
do
wasn't it?
I'll have them unwrapped and textured. Like legit, if you want me to do the rockets, I'll do the rockets.
You want to?
Yeah, if you just want to send me like at some point, like the basic shape of it.
The scale as well, probably.
Well, if I have the exact mesh for it,
Hmm.
I know the scale and all that for it, and like the dimensions to keep with it.
Yeah.
David, are you doing the tests for weapon art now?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, how have we had many applicants?
We have one
recently?
guy working right now. I gave him a weapon to work on, particularly one that I didn't want to do. Because I'll admit, like, I was like, well, if he makes it, then we'll be able to use his work. So I thought, well, what's one that should be interesting, challenging, and a gun that I don't want to do? And honestly, I was kind of all over the place.
Is that the guy I'm thinking of? Or
I don't
is it someone
want to
else?
say what the gun is in case he does come on board. So I'll type it in chat.
I know the yeah. Is
Yeah.
that the guy I'm thinking of, or is it someone else?
I think it is the guy you're thinking of. It's
Okay.
the guy I'm thinking of as well.
Yeah. Cool. See, I quite like that gun.
This is extra vertical.
So is it just a high poly model, or do they need to unwrap?
The whole
Well,
ship,
you
the
know,
whole
you
the
know,
whole deal.
Oh, well,
The
so
whole deal.
high, low poly, unwrap and texturing.
Yes, sir.
They
About time, people to unwrap and texture their own
Very
stuff.
funny, when I was first asking about joining and all that, I was told that I was first told to a Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Raw poly,
I
10K.
started working on that, and then at one point Austin told me, he was like, hey, I just spoke with Jose. Why don't you just do a gun that is in rewind? So yeah, I actually started working on the Desert Eagle. That one was tricky. I got kind of far with it, maybe. It's somewhere. I could probably pull it up if I wanted to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we're just in a constant state of having tons of stuff half done
Yeah.
without saying too much.
See, the way I see it, I'd rather, because I hate texturing with a passion, I would rather just get all these high poly models so that we could get them like animated, get them like implemented and everything. And the textures can come like much later. If they do get texture, it's like, well, hey, guess what? That's it. Like, we already have the gameplay mechanics and everything else. Now we can put it in the build. Like, actually, in theory, put it like out there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just gets us so much farther ahead. I mean, I've worked on like 15 guns, I think, like in total.
It won't look that nice, but having a clay gun, like just a clay texture, just flat grey,
Oh yeah.
will look,
brick texture.
will look nice when it's animated.
Or they'll just put a brick texture on everything.
Cortez texture.
Vortex texture. You guys are
Can we have,
crazy.
you know you have a little smoke that comes out of the end of the barrel. Can we change the smoke to just like little pictures of Cortez? All SFX has to.
Why not?
I can think of many reasons why not, but
I think people will be disappointed.
I hope so.
yeah.
It fuels me.
What disappointment?
Yeah. General aggravation. I definitely do think any artist that comes on should be able to unwrap and texture.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
I did have a website portfolio, but I had to have it taken down recently because I'm building it back up. I had some stuff on there from like 3D modeling and stuff like that, and I don't want to have that on there.
It was just to see your animation work. I'm curious to see that.
I'll let you know when I get my website out. I'll be going back to the uni house in a couple of days, and then when I get there, I'm going to work and getting loads of stuff uploaded to YouTube. And yeah, it's the house I'm at at uni, but I'm not at uni anymore, so I don't know what to call it.
Yeah. You seek a job.
I need to find a job.
You should find one easy, right? Animator is really needed.
I hope so. I want to do motion capture, but there isn't a lot of places looking for that right now.
Yeah, but you can do a traditional animation, right?
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm looking to do C++ as well. Because a couple of places I've looked at have said if you know C++ or Python, that's beneficial.
Oh, okay, it's a plus, yeah. Alright. So you just wait the rig ready to animate?
I think we have the rig was a rig done.
It has an IK issue with one of the legs.
Oh, still.
Chris is looking into it, but his
Yeah.
priority right now is the arms, so that we can get first-person animations done.
I'm really looking forward to first person.
He said they should be done this week at some point. It must have a ton of bells and whistles because I can't imagine arms taking that long to do.
No.
'Cause he's been on it for a while now.
Perhaps the control constraints.
I guess so. I don't know. Can't say for certain.
See, you are gonna have a field there just doing like gravity legs. Don't even have to be attached. Everything hard rigged, no bendies.
We have the chance to have a rigger.
Thank God we do. Thank God we have a dedicated rigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean is for Gretel, like all it is a hood and gloves that bend. Apart from that, everything else is.
The hood I don't think should move independently. So I don't think there's going to be any like physics associated with that or any of the cloth.
That's like an extra thing that, like, if someone wants
Yeah.
to get that working, they can take their own time to like look into it. I'm not gonna take time into figuring out how to rig that up, especially for CryEngine. If it was for Unreal, maybe.
I'm not even sure about Unreal. I love Unreal. That's because I've been using it for like 3 years.
Yeah, Unreal is good.
I just find its blueprint system really nice.
I had to make a flight simulator project for it, and I remember the night before placing 300 of these little rings you could fly through to, like, and then it would add to like your counter and everything. And I used the model that I had made myself. And unfortunately, I don't have the project anymore. I don't think. I think it's gone. Lost in
I've got
time.
an EXE of the game I made. I still have.
We didn't even package
it.
ours because we only had so much time, so we just kept like all the files, and so you could like open it up in Unreal and then just hit play or whatever.
Yeah, play an editor.
Yeah.
What's this video?
Wow, you know
Leave.
my internet's bad when I can't connect to Facebook.
What's happening?
My internet.
Yeah,
That's
what was
what's
it?
not happening.
Okay.
It's just so bad. Like it fluctuates so much, and I can't get wired working.
Wired connection can't work. What?
Why? Tom Clark Hill's
Yeah,
going
because
to
it has
leak
like
on it.
the default gateway. The default
Why-
gateway keeps back up.
Why is Cortez going to Lee? What programs do you guys use for baking maps?
Microsoft Paint.
Good. It's normal and Painter.
Kitchen oven.
X-Normal is so good.
Yeah, it's normal, but now most of the time a Substance Painter or Designer. But yeah, X normal is good.
You can bake maps in Painter.
Yeah,
I've only ever used
it's more fast. It's calculating more fast with ambient occlusion and stuff.
I just use 3S Max.
Oh my god, the Max
Oh,
sucks.
projection map.
Oh my gosh.
Do you use the cage?
Yeah.
God, I'm
Do you
so sorry.
recommend me learning other stuff?
X-Normal.
Okay.
X-Normal's fantastic.
Yeah.
You get a plugin for Photoshop as well. You can do height to normals. If you do like flooring with tiles, it's nice. You just paint the lines in where the tiles are going to be, and then you can just use the height to normals and it does the bump map for you.
Are you talking about Quixel?
No. X-Normal.
Oh, you was talking about Photoshop, that's why.
Yeah, this is just a plugin for it.
Ah, okay.
Makes it a lot easier to use for flat surfaces.
Okay, but it's not like normal then, right? It's you sure it's not Endo or something? Or maybe...
No, it's X normal. It just has a Photoshop plugin.
Okay, I don't know that.
Yeah, it has its own X normal like software, but it also has a plugin for Photoshop.
Okay, never.
You can put it directly from the software into Photoshop.
Okay.
It just makes it easier to open.
First time I hear that.
Yeah, they only showed us Substance in like the last year.
Yeah.
Substance is so nice.
The texturing part of my like major was lackluster, super lackluster. Like our computers didn't even have like, we didn't have like Substance Painter, and we couldn't even, if we tried, because the thought did come to mind with a lot of people there, they're just not strong enough to like run it. So.
What?
Really?
Yeah, and then well, because our school, they announced that they were shutting down our school in 2015. So and the last upgrade we had was in 2012, I think. So like from that point on, you know, the school didn't close down until almost the end of 2017. So
Jeez.
we were working on quality, you know, hardware and software that could only work on hardware, cheap hardware, like 8 GB RAM from computers from 2012, basically.
Wow.
It was a rough time.
No, that sounds pretty dire.
One of the computers broke at one point. Like it made some sound and just started smoking, and it fried completely. And the poor girl, was like, I didn't know what I'm doing. You know, she was like scared. Like I didn't do anything, and the teacher just was like, "Don't worry about it. You're fine." Like they knew how bad they knew how bad the equipment was. It was, oh man.
Jesus.
And I filmed on the last week before the place was actually closed down. I went around with the camera and filmed, and I have yet to edit it and put it together. But I filmed it, and I'm going to be putting that up on my channel soon. It's like a tour of the whole place on like almost the last day. I think it was like the second to last day, and then the quarter like was over, and faculty was still there for another week, and then it was closed. And they're tearing like stuff apart, and it's just depressing. But it is what it is. They were HP computers owning. Yeah, they were HP.
PUBG soon Fortnite. Well, PUBG soon Epic.
That's pretty funny.
PUBG runs on Unreal.
Funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny because it runs on Unreal.
And they can literally just pull the game off now. There's no way it's gonna go through though, there's no way. That's why they're doing it in Korean law.
What about Classy?
It's like, that's what happens to your game when you refuse to fix the fundamental problems.
Yeah, it still runs like arse.
Yeah, you know, you're just gonna get someone who does it better, faster, and cheaper than you. If you're not gonna keep ahead of the game, you're gonna fall behind.
Yeah, but it has more loot boxes now. Right? Please?
Yes, please buy
£20?
Loot boxes. Gamers love loot boxes, you know. It just adds to the game experience, you know.
I like the idea of, like, if they weren't paid for, and, like, you could only get them in a single-player game.
No,
and it didn't detract from anything, and it's like, you can't use it to pay to win, you can't use it to, like, get an advantage, it's just for, like...
No, I fundamentally dislike loot boxes altogether. Because you want to know why?
Why?
Because... Well, how would you feel if Time Splitters was you play a match and randomly unlock a character?
I'd be around that.
Like,
if all characters were Hans.
Yes. Or Halo, for example, you know, why unlock a piece of armor, like the really rare armor that you got to work for?
The Hayabusa one.
Yeah, and then you just get a random chance to unlock it. It takes, like, you know, the entirety of you earning something out of the game, because now you got to roll on the dice.
Yeah.
And it's no longer how skilled you are, it's how long you play for. How long you play for, or how much you pay.
Luck as well.
Yes, and that's the thing. Even if it's down to cosmetics, you know, the only time I've had an exception for loot boxes is Halo 5, and that's because that funded the DLC for free.
The armor thing bothered me though, because like there were over 200 armor sets in Halo 5, but like it's all just through the gold and silver and bronze packs. Like it stinks because like they had so many commendations. Like we just tie that to certain armor sets. Like if once I max out all my kills on the battle rifle, I get this. Like when I learned that there was nothing for beating Halo 5, the campaign on like legendary,
oh god, I hate that. Yeah.
I got to the last like mission and I learned about it, and then I never completed it. I was on like the second to last encounter in that last room, and for like a year and a half I just didn't do it.
Yeah,
I was like, what's the point?
And you want to know why? It's because everything's through the loot box system. It's not going to tell you what the rarity of stuff is. It's going to say rare, but you don't know if that rare is 2% or 0.225.
I think there's been some lawsuits about that, and EA has been forced to give the percentages out in Japan. Or something.
It's why I want every single company to back off with loot boxes, which I know that they won't, because otherwise the government's going to get involved, and we have no idea how far they're going to push stuff.
Some already have.
Hawaii really want to.
Denmark does. With the Battlefront 2 loot boxes.
Suddenly, if your game now has quote-unquote gambling in it with real money, therefore everything has to be an 18 rating.
It's not now, though. FIFA's been doing that since 2012.
Oh, that's what I mean. Because people have ate it up and accepted it, but now it's pushing into the mainstream of Battlefront being a big one. You know, main title first-person shooter games, and then you got Far Cry 5 that has loot boxes and microtransactions in a single-player game.
Microtransactions in a single-player game are just scummy.
Like Shadow of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor, yeah. But that's what I mean. Like,
what a shame.
It starts out with
the worst thing about Mordor was that they tailored the end game for loot boxes, pretty much.
Exactly. Like, so what do you think happens with Halo 5? You have all the armors there, everything's unlocked through loot boxes. What? You don't want to pay for 5,000 hours? It's only $1,000 you got to spend to unlock everything.
Angry Joe calculated with Halo 5. It was like, I think it was over $1,000. It was like between $1,000 and $2,000.
Battlefront was about $2,000 and all.
If you look at Destiny as well, someone did a big calculation on Destiny 2.
The shaders still annoy me.
They put in game mechanics to force to basically push people going, oh, it's only £2. Only £2 a box. You might get a cool item if you do. And then what happens is you hand over your money, celebrations, all of the flashing lights and colours and the hooray sounds are playing. Here's your gold pack, and then here's your chance to get something good. And that's the thing, that's the other thing, because it's also gambling. You don't know if that rare item is going to be a 2% drop chance, or if it's going to be a 0.05% drop chance. Because it says rare, you just know it's rare, you don't know the exact numbers of it. So it's not like an actual gambling ring where you know your chances of stuff. It's even worse.
And they use the standard that you pay money for it, but you're still getting something. So it's not technically gambling because you're not losing, but you're still like.
But you're losing.
You're hoping, yeah.
You're losing. You're taking away so much by having it. It's why I disagree with all loot box systems at all.
The only one that even comes remotely close to not even like acceptable, but just passable, is Overwatch, that you can just outright buy the skins themselves. But buying it themselves makes it like it's still crap, but less.
One game I support quite a lot is for their monetization thing is Warframe.
Oh yeah, waffling's real good for it.
Yeah, because you know exactly what you're getting. There's no random chance about it. The game's free anyway, so if you're putting money in, you're helping the developers.
If you want microtransactions, make it free.
Yeah, there's no hiding about what you're getting or not. So you know, there's I don't want to swear on stream, but like,
just type it.
I have a friend who spent over $3,000 on my Warframe microtransactions.
But you get what I mean. Like, it's just the whole current scene of gaming. I'm just not happy with, because everything has to have some sort of loot box system now. Because the reason why is because the gaming community is the only consumers out there that love like just getting boned over the entire time, you know, and do nothing about it. Because the thing is that similar to like shaky cam in films, people just accepted it, and now it's the norm. So now it's so we are just
like
gonna
change.
So now it's now it's the whole thing of season passes. Oh, it's fine to have a season pass. It's because it's fine because I can save money on DLC, and it's like, yeah, but that's DLC that was going to be in the original game. If you'd have announced a season pass way before, it means they already have what's planned coming ahead.
It's worse if it's on disc.
Oh, but it's not. It's not all finished. It's not all finished though. Like they're not just having this content done and like sitting for months on their butts. Not, you know, like it's just not finished. Like they. Like anybody who thinks that like, and that's usually the case. Like I'm like, are you serious? Like no, they just plan ahead on what they can do and what they can't. To me, it just seems like they're just announcing what their DLC plan is going to be before a long time before they actually like used to do that.
What annoys me is Siege's payment scheme. They're on the 3rd season pass.
Like Rainbow Six?
Yeah. Year 3 season pass. Which it's the full price game almost. That's like 3 years of full price game and then the game itself. Which is easily like $200.
If you're a company,
but not a lot of content that I would say is worth it.
That's what I mean. Like, if you're a company, your only goal is to make money. Like that's the core thing of a company. So if you know gamers will eat it up, you're going to do it because the gamers are not going to do anything about it. They're just going to accept it. And they pushed it too far when they came to Battlefront, and that turned out horrible for them. But let's say Siege, I don't see any big outcry over it.
Didn't EA come out and say that it had like no impact on their sales at all? Like having to take out microtransactions?
No, it had a huge, when it all went down, sales of the game, it didn't matter because everyone bought the game.
Yeah, that's it.
The big problem was with them is that their stocks plummeted. They lost something like 1.3 billion within a week.
Oh my god! I never knew the number.
It was crazy. They just lost tons of stocks within a week, and they basically single-handedly started up a whole media and government legal row about because they're just the biggest backlash.
Sense of pride and
One
accomplishment.
the mainstream media hears about your children on a Star Wars game can be whittling away hundreds of pounds on stuff.
Kids gambling. As soon as you put those two together, that's it.
Yeah, because the common person who's not a gamer and who's not up to date with all this is going to hear, I'm not going to let my kid play Star Wars games anymore if that's going to be, they can whittle away £60 on something that they may not get or whatever, because they're just going to see it as gambling.
This decade has just been terrible for games. Just like the
It
culture
really
and like
has.
marketing and just how it's all been executed.
The thing is, DLC wasn't always bad.
It wasn't. No, it was great.
No,
Even now, The Witcher
DLC
3
is
had
great
real
when it's
good.
adding to, when it's an addition, not.
Witcher 3, its expansions were actually expansions and could have been their own game in its own right.
Yeah, it's like Halo 3 is a great example, right?
Oh, I
You had
love
the base game, it was great, and then, all right, we've got this Forge mode, and we have some maps for it. Yeah, so let's add a DLC where we can give exactly what the players want: a big open
Foundry.
warehouse. Yeah, Foundry, big open warehouse.
That
and
was
give them
such a game
lot of-
changer.
Yeah, and it actually added, like, we had this thing, it was underutilized, let's make as much as we can from it. And then they pushed it even further with, like, Sandbox.
Oh, the wait for Sandbox is real. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a year and a half, or like they went 2 years with DLC, I think, for that game. It was longer than others.
Yeah, but that's because it was Halo 3, and whoever had a console had Halo 3 back then.
Yeah.
It was so good.
You know what I miss? How like games, they used to be open about how many people are playing, like Halo 3 and like some of the Call of Duty games on like their matchmaking like menu.
Yeah.
And now all that information is so confidential. Like when I went to Bungie back in September, I saw like these big screens that had like data that was being updated on like the half hour, like I think, with like line graphs and everything. And they specifically told me not to tell the numbers of how many people were playing at the time. And they also had a picture of the director, like the menu where you choose whatever planet or activity that you want to go to. They had a picture of that with like numbers on each planet and even story missions. And they were like they told me like specifically like there were like a few things during the tour they said do not like mention these numbers. I'm like, okay. And that was one of them.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, every game did that. Why is that all of a sudden a thing?
Black Ops 2 is
like Halo 5.
I remember.
It's like Halo 5 doesn't dare show the amount of players that are playing it at the moment.
Yeah. Now in 2 years, when my NDA is gone, you can ask me. I'll tell you the number. Not that it'll matter at that point.
Because I can bet there's more people on Halo Reach.
Yeah, but Halo Reach is fantastic.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Most of the games were fun.
I have to silence you guys for a moment. This is as far as I'm going to go with the stream, guys. We got a lot of work done, mostly on the end of the gun. Some other components here and there. I think maybe another 4 or 5 hours and this guy will be done. But thanks for watching. Unsubscribe for less content. You know the drill. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.